Good afternoon and welcome to today's Seer 365 session. I am Rufus Lunn. I am the ISV program lead here at Seer 365, and I'm joined today by Nathan Gould from FormPipe. Really excited to have you on today, Nathan. FormPipe was probably one of the very first ISVs ever that I engaged with within the Microsoft space. And I've been following you guys for many, many years now, and the product development over time as well. So FormPipe are one of our ISVs on the Guide 365 platform. And today, I think we're going to go through some advanced capabilities that FormPipe LASERNET has, and just talk through the overall use case and how it can benefit both yourselves and your clients in the Microsoft ecosystem. Nathan, over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So, as you say, my name is Nathan. I'm from FormPipe. Brief introduction about myself. I've got about a decade's experience now of working within Dynamics 365 across field service, sales, finance and operations, and about 5 years of working with LASERNET, originally in delivery, but more recently in this sort of technical pre-sales role. My LinkedIn is on the screen. My email address is on the screen. Please, if you have any questions, do reach out. But who are we? Who are FormPipe? So we've been around just over 35 years now. There's about 300 of us at the moment, actually operating in 7 countries now. We've got a gentleman working for us in Australia. And we are, although we're talking today about Dynamics, we're actually pretty vertical agnostic. We will work in any industry that you've got. We work a lot in banking, we work a lot in ERP, we work in lots of different places. And the way that we do that is through our network of over 50 partners around the world, and they are our main way of going to market. And between us, we've done over 2,500 solutions that are currently live out in the world. And these are some of the logos that we've worked with recently, and we're very proud to work with all of these different businesses, lots of different industries all around the world. And of course, there's lots that we're not able to get on the screen here that we're also very proud of working with as well. But that's the sort of introduction to who I am and who LASERNET is. But what is it that we actually do? Now, we're talking at the moment mainly around a sort of Dynamics area. So there's lots of use cases that LASERNET and FormPipe have become very well known for within the Dynamics space. We design documents, we do advanced counting and sorting, there's signatures, there's catalogs. But labels with barcodes, especially warehousing and delivery labels, we do a lot of. And the LASERNET solution works really excellently for all of this. But because it works so well, and because we've been doing it for a long time, this has all been documented to death. So there are videos on YouTube, there are documents on our support portal. We've trained hundreds of people around the world for how to work with these use cases with LASERNET. But what I wanted to do today is go through some of the other options that we've got of using the LASERNET tool, because there's a lot that we don't necessarily take advantage of within this vertical. So when we're looking in Dynamics, normally we're looking at a LASERNET connector that generates an invoice and sends it to an archive somewhere. But in reality, LASERNET can do a lot more than that. We will take data from any source that you've got it in. We will take it from finance and operations. We will take it from CE sales or field service. We'll take it from your legacy ERP, some custom program that you've got. Anywhere that you've got that data stored, as long as you can get it to us in a sensible format, so basically sensibly arranged, text format, JSON, XML, CSV, as long as you can get it to one of our inputs, then we're happy to work with it. And then when we've got it, we can transform it, we can enrich it, we can format it into a document which is useful for your end users or your customers, and then we can deliver it anywhere. So really what LASERNET is operating as here is a tool to add value to that raw data that you've got in your back-end systems and turn it into some informative or actionable information that when you send that document to someone, they then go, oh, I need to do this, or, oh, now I know this. So that's what we're trying to build here, is that sort of increase in how useful the data is as it goes through the LASERNET system. So today we're going to build a demo that shows how that works. And we are going to work within the dynamic space here because I'm aware that's what most of our viewers are interested in. So we're going to start with the data. We're going to get some data from a work order inspection in field service. We're going to pull that through into finance and operations and add some extra data from finance and operations. We're then going to format that in a way that LASERNET can accept it. and we'll use it to then pull in images from an external source and pull in some words as well. So this will be the images from the actual inspection. And then we'll trigger an integration with a third-party system, which in this case is DocuSign. So we'll get this sent to DocuSign, the end user will sign it, and then we'll look at how we can deliver this to different destinations. The destination we'll look at today is our Autoform DM archive, which operates as a centralized archive across your entire business. And what's important to say here is I am not a developer. I haven't been able to write code at any point in my life. And all of this is done purely through configuration. There's no coding that you need to do. So all of this excellent functionality is available to your competent functional consultants. So let's actually go and have a look at how to set this up. So the first place we're going to come is where the data is. So we've come into field service here, and we've got a work order which is configured. We've got some products on the work order, and we've got some header information here. We've added a button for LASERNET to print inspection report, and we've got a dialog which lets us choose some different destination options. For this demo, we're just going to print it to the screen. So when I click on submit, what's happening here is LASERNET has picked up the context of the record we're in, pulled through the information we want from this work order, sent that into finance and operations, pulled through the contact information and the entity information from finance and operations, sent that into LASERNET. LASERNET has built our form, pulled through some images and some inspection reports from a separate database, and has now printed this PDF to screen for us. It's also taken a copy of this PDF and sent it through to DocuSign. So if we scroll down here, we've got, these are the information from our CRM system, some information from within finance and operations. We've got a QR code for a link. And then here's the actual inspection information that's been saved in a separate database that we've pulled through. And then at the bottom, we've also got somewhere for DocuSign to add on the signature. So if I come into my email inbox here, you can see we've got some emails. So we're just testing sending this to multiple recipients. Well, I'm just going to click on the top one, click on review document. And here we can see within DocuSign, we've got that same document that LASERNET just generated, but sent through here directly to your end users or your customers to inspect. So I can click on start. DocuSign has picked up the tag that we included in there, which is where we add our signature. I can draw a signature in here and click adopt and sign, and then finish. Now, once this is finished, we're triggering the API again to send this back into LASERNET, and then LASERNET is going to put it into our Autoform DM archive. So if I close this now and come back into finance and operations, we started out getting the data from within the work order here and pulling through some extra information from finance and operations. And then we've saved it in Autoform DM, and we can access Autoform DM from within this finance and operations instance here. So we've got some custom buttons up on our all customers page. And if I click on inspection doc search, what we should be able to find in here is the document we just created, but now it's got the signature on it as well. And that's accessible from anywhere within finance and operations. And again, with no need to write any code. This is all just setting up searches within FO. But the preview in here is actually quite small, and maybe you want to make this available to people outside of your organization. So for example, here, we've got a sort of front-end portal. And again, as much as I'm not a developer for finance and operations, I'm definitely not a web developer, but here's a really simple website that we've put together, which is connected to that Autoform DM backend. So if I click on search here and then preview document, we'll be able to see a much bigger preview of the document we just generated, all of our information from FO and CRM, all of our information from our inspection, and then here's our signature that we received back from DocuSign. So all of those different parts that LASERNET has pulled together into one final document and then made it available to anyone in your organization you need to see it in finance and operations, anyone outside of your organization who needs to see it through a front-end portal. And all of this is done using our DM REST API, which is all entirely documented and available online. And you can see, for example, here is the document search API we've just triggered. And you've even got an option to actually run through and test this on our website for yourself. So that's the sort of start of the process that we were looking at. It's still a process pretty much within our normal sort of working operations of a big ERP implementation. And LaserNet does everything in the background for us. But sometimes we do need to have human interaction. So if we come back into finance and operations here and go back to our all customers page, as well as being able to search in that archive, we can also upload directly to it. So last time we uploaded something to DM through LaserNet. We tagged all of the metadata we want to use to search for it or to archive it. Here, finance and operations is doing exactly the same thing for us. We're going to upload a document. We know it is the AdventureWorks customer. We know it is this customer number. We can key in the work order ID. And all of this can be either hard coded or manually added like this. And next thing what we need to do is add a file. So we can either drag and drop or we can browse for that. So if we go to my desktop here and we look for this milling machine handbook. In this process here, what we've done is we've done the actual inspection, and now we're manually adding in the instructions for the machine that we've just inspected. So I can click on OK here, and exactly the same thing is happening. This document is being saved within our AutoForm DM backend. And now if we come back to our search, here's another file, and we can see the preview here. And we can do the same thing up here. Search for our new document. So that's the process that I wanted to show here. Just a really quick run through to show some of the things that we can do quite easily in LaserNet that are really useful within the sort of industries that we're operating in, but I don't think that we make as much of a song and dance about as we should. The integrations with separate systems like DocuSign or systems where we can pull information from third parties, and our archiving system in AutoForm DM, which operates as your central repository for all of your information in your ERP system or in your business. So with that said, are there any questions that were that come out of that demo there?
Thank you, Nathan. And I really liked, actually, I mean, FormPipe, I've seen it quite often from the use case of kind of invoice management, and a lot of the output documents from Business Central and F&O. But really what you're utilizing it for there is almost more of like an applied setting, right? You're manipulating the data.
Absolutely.
You're driving business processes.
Yeah, so we've got two parts to the product really. There's a sort of document generation and data orchestration part. So the stuff that we normally show is the document generation thing, the click and drag, the building queries, generating your output documents. But really in this demo, we're just treating that document as a piece of data that we need to work with. We need to shuffle it around between different providers. We need to send it to different places. And LaserNet works really fantastically for that.
Oh, excellent. And were I a Microsoft partner and I'm looking for a new document generation and data orchestration partner to work with, what do those partnerships look like today with the ones that you're working with?
So it really depends on the partner. So we're willing to work with people in the best way, but what we're hoping for really is people that will learn our software, that will become experts in it, and that will be able to go out and sell it and implement it themselves. But we understand that there is a bit of a learning curve there. So we do have a whole team internally, which is our partner enablement team. And their entire job is to help our partners get ready to develop and deploy our software. So they'll provide you the training, they'll provide you the support, and they'll help you the entire way of getting yourself ready to deliver those projects on your own.
No, excellent. And I think if you're more interested in bedtime reading, I think what was the phrase you used? Documented to death.
Yeah. Any of this, you can go onto our FormPipe support portal. There's documentation for all of this in the FAQs, in the setup guides, in the user guides. There's videos on YouTube. There's videos on the support portal. Please do go and have a look at them. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. But yeah, all of that stuff that we normally do is available out there in the World Wide Web.
Oh, excellent. I haven't seen any questions come through just yet, but again, if you are watching this live or on demand, please do feel free to put any questions in the comments on either YouTube or LinkedIn. We will get notifications about them. We can pick up those discussions even at a later date. That's not a problem. whatsoever. Nathan, I think you had a little bit of additional information about the
Yes.
latest for us as well.
Yeah, so everything we've been talking about and we've shown today, that is as is. It's in the existing version of LASERNET, but there was a release at the end of last week, which is available now, which has a lot of really exciting new functionality in it. So I just wanted to give a bit of a sneak peek of that. So we're doing email and file tracking. So for example, we were sending emails out at the end of that LASERNET process we showed here. You never really know if they've been opened or not. You never know if the files have been downloaded. We've got a solution which is going to help you keep track of that. Also for EDI, electronic invoicing is becoming a massive thing in Europe. And we've got a whole new solution which helps you work with that and helps you work off the back of the existing electronic reporting configurations that we have. Also a tool for PDF comparison, because we've been through hundreds and thousands of these ERP implementations now, and sometimes there's a release, things change. You don't want to have to go through every document manually. So we built a tool to compare side-by-side PDFs, generated pre-update, generated after update. It will tell you exactly what the differences are. And then also a tool called the Data Explorer, which really helps you when you're building your queries and debugging things. It just lifts the lid on the data structure in finance and operations. It's a really useful tool for anybody that's involved in building queries or even doing any real sort of modifications in finance and operations. So those are all available now. Webinars, documentation, and everything is coming for those. If you have any questions about them, please do get in touch.
Awesome. And I mean, yeah, especially the Data Explorer. Data migration is often one of the most complex parts of a new integration. And even existing partners who have been on Dynamics 365 for some time, they often need to revisit and consistently review their data on the platform as well to get the most from it. So awesome, those tools coming through.
Excellent. Yeah, it would be really useful for lots of people, lots of reasons. Anyone that's spent much time with the data structure in finance and operations understands that it can be difficult. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time, Nathan. I really
thank you very much
today. And I'm sure we'll have you on again very, very soon.
Looking forward to it.
Other aspects of FormPipe and the LASERNET solutions. It's been a genuine pleasure, and yeah, thank you, the audience as well, for your time today.
Thank you very much.